Okay, 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 okay. Yo, why does nigga Charleston White just look funny? Oh, YFN Lucci's out. Lucci's free.
YFN Lucci is released from prison after serving 3.5 years.
Yeah, Chad, I know y'all seen the setup. That was a trick. That was a trick right there. That was a backdoor. Pause.
I'm just at the prison. Yeah. I'm just
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Boy, no more free luau. Tell him, no more free luau.
That boy's back, you ducks.
Okay. Lucci's back out. By the way, if you guys don't know, YFN Lucci got released. I'm interested to see what people don't know. Like similarly with Dirk and YoungBoy, a lot of people pick sides in the industry when it came to Lucci, and a lot of people pick Thug's side, just like a lot of people pick Dirk's side versus when it came to him and YoungBoy. Here's the thing though, Lucci was never as popular as YoungBoy, so people fans didn't really notice that. But a lot of people were rocking with Slime, King Slime, right? Now, you know what's so interesting and ironic about Lucci getting out versus Thug getting out? So Lucci came out with this plea that doesn't limit him. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, Thug's plea, I mean, for all it's worth, he wanted to get out, but like Lucci could still be in Atlanta. I don't think Thug could be in Atlanta, even though there was this new mandate that said Thug could he could pass through Atlanta. Like there was some new thing. There was like Young Thug. Wait, hold on. He got granted permission to travel through, so he could do a connecting flight. So what the fuck, to travel through the airport? What the hell? A motion has been granted by the Fulton County. By the way, if you don't know what's gonna happen, Young Thug is gonna keep doing having different asks until they say fuck it, you can just go to Atlanta, because they had banned him from Atlanta for 10 years, and they said well, you could go back in like 4 years. Like they were trying to they're trying to bring it down. Like basically everything that judge says, the judge fucks with Judge Paige Reese Whitaker fucks with Thug, and as long as Thug isn't doing nothing violent, like you could tell she's gonna bring all that shit down. Anyway, the motion has been granted by the Fulton County Superior Court to allow rap star Young Thug to travel through Metro Atlanta. An order filed on Tuesday, Fulton County Superior Judge Paige Reese Whitaker granted the rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, the ability to travel through the metro area to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Okay. Back in December, Whitaker modified Young Thug's requirement, ruling that as long as there's no violation within his first 3 years of probation, he can visit Atlanta for 2 weeks at a time. Originally, he was ordered not to travel through the metro area for the first 10 years of his 15-year probation. And essentially now they're saying he could travel through the airport, which is kind of interesting, which means if he could live outside of Metro Atlanta, but if he's flying somewhere, he's probably flying PJ, he could drive to the Atlanta airport to leave, right? And he could land at the Atlanta airport. He just has to drive out of Atlanta afterwards. So Thug still, he's going through it. We haven't really seen much of him. People are saying he's posted on his Finsta. He hasn't really posted much otherwise. We obviously heard him on the Lil Baby album. By the way, I'm wondering if Lil Baby's going to still drop those other albums. I think he had a good first week, and, I don't know if the album was the best received, but I think he kind of announced that he was dropping shit just as a contingency plan. I don't know if he needs to execute that contingency plan because we haven't heard anything else since, but we'll see. Let's see what else. So Lucci's back home, and Lucci had taken a plea, but I think his plea, I forgot what probation. Let's look at his plea. Lucci plea deal. I think his plea was in January 2024, Bennett pled guilty to one count of violation of the Georgia Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, and as part of his plea deal, prosecutors dropped the remaining 12 of the 13 counts. So wow, that damn. As part of the plea deal, he'll serve. Bennett was sentenced to 20 years with 10 in prison and credit for time served. Okay, wait, why was he released that early then? What the fuck? How long was he locked up for? Okay, let me just read the full thing. The state agreed to not object to Bennett's attempts to receive parole. What they're saying is in a statement, he was granted early release on parole and walked out of prison this morning. Okay. So in a statement released by Drew Finland and Marissa Goldberg, by the way, both of these guys are also on Dirk's case. Gabe Banks and Pat Dixon, they shared Rayshawn Bennett, widely known as YFN Lucci, was granted early release on parole and walked out of prison this morning to dozens of fans and waiting friends and family. He's overjoyed to reunite with his children, his family, and his music. He will waste no time in releasing new music and getting back on stage to perform for his fans. He said, I've learned a lot during my time away. YFN Lucci shared in his official statement, I'm incredibly grateful for my family and friends who have stood by me the whole time. Now it's my turn to give back. I want to use my voice, platform, and my music to inspire those who look up to me. I want to show people it's never too late to make a change. For me, it's time. This time it's about growth, redemption, and purpose. I'm excited. There's so much more to come. I actually do believe these statements. I think Kodak is just like the one, exception. He's really just a super gremlin. How long has Kodak ever been locked up for? Anytime a nigga get locked up for like 3 years or so, they come back a new man. Less than a year, they still on the bullshit. That's just what I've seen in terms of rappers. If they get locked up for less than a year, they're on the bullshit still. If they get locked up for like 4 years, them niggas is like, I'm not trying to do that again. Right? So it is what it is. So what's next? According to court documents obtained by Fox 5, Bennett will remain on probation through January 13th, 2031. A part of his agreement, he will be required to work and be drug tested. He cannot have any contact with any other defendants involved in the 2021 indictment or any member of the associate of criminal street gangs. He will not be able to carry a weapon and will not be able to leave Georgia without permission. So it's the opposite for him with Thug. So Thug is actually allowed to live outside of Georgia. He just can't live in the Metro Atlanta area. And he could live in Georgia, just not within the Metro Atlanta area. And it looks like he could still do that. The plan states that the rapper will be staying at his mother's home during his time on parole. If you believe that, come on now. I'm glad that he got out. Let's look at some more videos.
Wait, man. Wait, man.
Oh, God.
That boy free. Yes,
Oh, you need a haircut, right? Yeah, I'm in the back, cameras in the front.
Just say you need a haircut.
Damn, I want to go.
What you say?
My nose
Tell him, Legacy. Look at Legacy.
You know what I've heard, though, from people who have done extended amount of jail time? And by the way, I'm also hearkening back to my conversation with the greatest artist that's living currently, which is Adidja Palmer, a.k.a. Vibes Cartel, is that this was a guy on top of the world, essentially almost looked at as even powerful more than the governors or the government of his own country at the time when he was incarcerated. He said after doing 13 years, he realized what mattered. And what mattered to him was, yes, it was amazing that he was at the top of his craft and all the fans, groupies, and people showing him love, him selling records, stage shows, all the things, all the great things money could buy. But he realized that what he lost out on was watching his kids grow. For 13 years, he sat in jail while his kids grew up without him. For 13 years, he was away from his family. Some of his, his mother-in-law passed away, and he watched a lot of people live life and go through life and also subsequently maybe even pass away. And that was his takeaway. He told me that, but he also said on another interview, he said he realized what mattered. And again, obviously, I don't wish no lengthy bit on any type of entertainer, but I do think there is a reflection point where rappers come out, and I know sometimes we always be saying, yo, you're a clone, because they're not doing the same dumb shit. But yeah, you see YFN Lucci come out and, he's surrounded by a lot of little kids who probably were babies or maybe weren't even born when he was first incarcerated, or like probably too busy running the streets to kind of take stock of what was going on with his family. And at the end of the day, no matter who he was locked up with or hanging with all day, and who he was like, yo, jump in my G-Wagon, we about to go sliding through the ops hood. The people who greeted him, his family. It's the people who probably look up to him, call him uncle and things like that. So, I'm hoping he has the same type of kind of like understanding that what really does matter is family. And if it ain't family, what are you doing, right? So, shout out to YFN Lucci. I hope he takes some time to get back right with his family, get a situation that could be sustainable for him to either do music or continue to work, because he's probably definitely the provider here. But I hope that he doesn't mess up. Remember, they're going to be drug testing him, doing all type of stuff. That's going to be going on for another 6 years. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble and, continue his life. I hope this was a learning lesson. Fonnie Willis is still in office, okay? She's still in office. And you might get and this is to him and Thug, you might get a 4-year reprieve because Trump is in office and Trump not rocking with her, so she's going to be on thin ice, and also she's also being investigated by some other shit. But if she makes it out of that and then you get another Democratic president that's probably supporting her and she thinks she could run for the White House or, use her position to get elevated to some type of political position later, she going to come for the quote unquote gangs again. And you don't want her to catch your ass twice, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? All right. Yo, chat. I'm going to call it here. I know it's still a little bit light. It's 4 hours, 42 minutes. We're getting back to our regular routine. Obviously, our regular routine, 6 hours, nothing less. We haven't gotten back there yet. But, I think this is a good stream. No crash outs. Y'all proud of me? No crash outs. I think I dealt with every topic pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Intricately or whatever. And we'll be back on tomorrow. Yeah, I didn't stream yesterday because of the internet, but I thought my internet was bad today. We only had one hiccup. So, I'm going to still cuss out my internet company, but I think we're fine. You get what I'm saying? Chat, I know I didn't speak about the 6ix9ine situation. We'll speak about it tomorrow. I actually did talk to him privately about that, and I'll give you the update of that tomorrow. Chat, again, I appreciate you rocking with me. I'll tell you one good thing as we all depart tonight. As I look up and I still see we had 8,000 people watching on both of the YouTube channels combined, and we still had over like 2,500 people on Rumble. We had 10,000 people combined. Even I'm gonna look at all of this situation, obviously a learning lesson, but also an opportunity to get back to what we do best, then focus on some other BS. I'm gonna look at this whole thing as I think we trimmed the fat, and I think it was some necessary fat that needed to be trimmed. You get what I'm saying? Streaming for us blew up to a really incredible point. I think we were averaging about a couple months ago, about 16,000, right? So we've probably 6,000 people, and obviously we don't have Twitch, so about 6,000 people in here, and whoever them 6,000 people was, I think I'm happy without them. Okay, chat. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Listen, ain't nothing bigger than the motherfucking chat. And if this is the lowest we get, I still think it's a high for the majority of people, but we'll rock out. Okay, chat, we love you. Let's put some work in. Let's get back on the ground level. Thank you guys. Make sure you join the Discord, join the Twitter community, and of course, please, let's just keep going, all right? Thank you guys. Love you guys, and I'll be back tomorrow for show. Oh, by the way, I gotta give you some life updates and shit. Because I did tell you my other brother went married. I'll give you an update tomorrow. Chat.
YFN Lucci is finally released from prison after serving, pretty sure he got locked up 2020 or before that. And now he's finally free. I know it feels wonderful finally being a free man after all this time. Lucci is just one of those, one of those rappers that, like what Axe said, a lot of people stopped messing with Lucci because Young Thug versus Lucci is it's obvious who people are going to pick. It's not even a close comparison. Everyone's going to pick Young Thug over YFN Lucci, you feel me? Young Thug created so much for the new era. He's one of the pioneers for the sounds, for the Uzis, the what's it called? The Cardis. He's a pioneer. Him He was one of the first ones to start with like all that weird voice instrumental, like use your voice as an instrument stuff. He was one of the first ones of this generation. Like they all look up to him, like Future, Young Thug, and like, yeah, those are like ATL goats. So, but whole situation's crazy. Hopefully, YFN Lucci comes back, better person, no beef. But we just have to wait and see how everything goes. It's your boy Big Egg News. Make sure you like and subscribe. I am out.